Why you always lying? Why you always lying? No, for real. What's the point? You just can't be honest and truthful and vulnerable and open and let people see you and then forgive you? What's up? How you doing, Ray of Sunshines? I am your girl, Talisa Ray, lifestyle coach. We are reviewing Ready to Love, the reunion special, part 2. Ciao. Okay, so we pick up where we left off with Joy and Jay, and the question is, where are you now? And they dance around it just a little bit and said, you know, with everything that was going on with Joy, that they paused a little bit and are now focusing or cultivating a friendship, that they went out on a couple dates or whatever, and Jay was like, oh, evidently I need to work on my romanticism. But she was like, I would date him. So because of what was happening with her sister and the grief and trying to heal, she said, you know what? We can just be friends. Let's just be friends. And y'all know sometimes friendships grow into relationships. So they still cool at minimum. So we got to see the first two people who got kicked off, which were Danny and Sam. And y'all know it was good to see Danny, and she looked pretty. I didn't talk about nobody's clothes last time, nobody's hair. Joy's hair was a mess, okay? For me, all the fellas looked good, and except for Edwin, I felt like he wasn't as sharp as he was on the show. Like, he could have stepped it up just a tad bit. I love Rashid's houndstooth suit, baby. I said, listen, that's a man with some style and some class and some grace, okay? Anyway, so let's go back. And the thing about the ladies, none of them are really memorable to me. Like, and that's why they're not standing out, except for Winter's gorgeous blue sequins dress. I did like Naya's dress, which I can talk about if you want. Not really, who cares? Joy, I think I said that, maybe I edited it out, but I preferred her natural big hair versus her warm combing her hair to kind of just show the length of her real hair. I thought she did herself a disservice, but still a beautiful woman. Let's get back to it. So, Danny, when they showed the clips of her and everybody saying like she had the homegirl friendship vibe, she hit him with, a homegirl is just a friend, and that is a great foundation for a relationship. It is who I am all the time. Don't you want to be friends with your spouse? You married, right, Tommy? Don't you want to be friends with them? Absolutely, we want to be friends. I want to be able to kiki, ha-ha, laugh, party, have fun, argue, and get back on track. Like, I want to be able to do all those things with my mate, my spouse, my boo, my bae. Then Sam, honey, Sam was like, he had a whole lot of stuff going on in the back of his mind, and so he wasn't present, and that wasn't a good representation of him. That he found out before he got on the show that he had a baby on the way. He was just like Alicia, okay? He got a baby on the way, and that was baby number 3 with baby mama number 3, and he was like, I need to do some self-work, some self-healing. I need to focus on myself because evidently there's a pattern here that I need to break. Okay? Period, point blank. And Tommy was like, make sure you take care of them kids, okay? So then you see Raymond. Raymond comes and sits down, and you got Adriana, and you got loud ass Shay on the other side. And they talk about the commitment of the paper and being married and the thing that got him kicked off of the show. He said that a relationship is more about a soul connection than the actual marriage certificate license piece of paper. Tommy was like, it's a no. It's a no. You could be together for 10 years. He was like, you could be together for 10 years and it's just like being married. No, it's not. No, it's not, sir. It is a different level of commitment, because without the paper, I can still walk away. There are some states that are common law states, but for the most part, you can still walk away. For most people, it would feel like commitment, being committed. But listen, if marriage is not your thing, marriage is not your thing. It's not for everybody. And I guarantee you, Raymond, there's a woman out there that's like, I'm with the soul connection. I don't want to have that kind of like bond with you because I got a whole lot of money, and me being attached to you, like, it's a lot of women. It's a lot of women that think like that, as well as men. Then you get Shay, honey. She said, you know what, I'm not for everybody, okay, with your loud ass. Like, I'm loud too, but hers is like real, like, it was homegirl loud, but it was like, I'm with my friends. Like, it wasn't sexy loud. Like, I'm sexy loud. Let me tell it. Somebody else, including y'all, might feel something different about it. But it is definitely, she's right. I'm not for everybody. But, honey, she is definitely for Raymond because her and Raymond have been dating. You know, Tommy had asked, you know, where are you at? Are things serious? Did he say serious? Are they romantic? First off, when he was like, no, and she was like, he lying. I was like, first off, I shouldn't have to do that. If we are romantic, because she was like, it's not platonic, that's for sure. I was like, if y'all are screwing, and he over there talking about it's not romantic, and you didn't cook for him and whatnot, let me tell you something. You better reevaluate that, because you, what, embarrassed that you screwing me, or you screwing other people too, and you ain't told me, and you ain't told them. It's some shit I ain't agreed to. I'm just asking. I'm just asking. And, you know, Shay was like, Simone was there. They had crab legs. And Simone was like, they was gazing into each other's eyes. So it looks like it's a thing for them, okay? Baby, then we get Naya and Chris in the hot seat. It's their turn. It's one of the moments that I was actually waiting for. And Naya, I like her hair better now. She doesn't look as weird. She's more attractive. That olive green looks good on her skin. Like that blue looks good on Winter's skin. I would agree with my sister D on Darlinda TV. If y'all not following her, you should. But I would agree with her on that. That blue looked good. I don't know if I was really a fan of the sequins dress, but because the blue accented her beauty, you didn't even really notice. When they started talking, showing the clips or whatever, and they were talking about obliging his interest, I was just obliging his interest. To me, the way I interpreted that was that you didn't like him, and you were doing him a favor by talking to him. And she says that that wasn't really the case. That that's not how it was meant. That she didn't say she didn't like him. You know, because Tommy said, well, obliging your interest, yeah. That to me though, it says you aren't interested in me. If I'm doing you a favor. I'm obliging you. Anyway, I'm in the circle. And, you know, Chris said, you know, I was taken aback when she said we didn't have, with the obliging and interest, as if we didn't have any chemistry. And that's what she said. I didn't say that. And he said, when I saw, what's his face, Edwin, and her go in for a full mouth kiss, and I'm getting these old little ass baby pecks. What is that what he call them? These petty ass pecks. These grandma pecks, like I said. You know, seeing that, then you would think, oh yeah, okay, you were just obliging me, because that was I'm interested in you and I'm vibing with you, and you getting all my full juicy lips kiss she gave Edwin. And you know, like I said, kissing the baby, kissing the grandma pecks, is that what she was giving Chris. What Naya said that they did not show is that her and Chris had already had a discussion and had fixed it, and they were in a good space. And when he started sharing with everybody that it was a turnoff, like, don't ask my neighbor. I was trying to think of what it is. Come to me. Don't be afraid of what you see. Listen, you know I love you. Oh, child. But that's pretty much the vibe. Like, why don't go sharing this and talking to everybody else. I want you to come to me with your issues, and I thought that we had resolved it. So why hadn't we moved on? And so now my energy is off, and now I'm looking at you sideways, because look, to me you gossiping like a bitch. Listen, of course I'm inferring, nobody said all that, but I mean, that's the vibe that she was giving and what she was trying to explain. And I was like, okay girl. But it was real dismissive and real disrespectful, and coming from where you were to that point had us all looking like, I know you fucking lying. I know you playing. So I understood what she was saying, but still it could have been done differently, especially if you liked him like you said you did. The one thing Naya said though was like, you know, I would date them both. Listen, I was dating before, I'm dating after, I'm gonna be dating, you know, I'm dating now, I'm gonna be dating after. It's not a big deal. Her and Edwin have gone on a few dates. But hold on, because I think I'm getting a little beside myself, because we did see some never before scenes where she went in on the cast. After she exited, after that exit, when Rashid was talking to the couch. You're not ready to love. Listen, She said that she didn't like none of them. None of the 10 men. She didn't like Chris. She didn't have a connection with Edwin. Some of them needed to take baths. Need to check their teeth because they false. Well, yeah, a lot of people have dentures or not even implants, right? A lot of people have implants because who doesn't want a beautiful smile? Like who? You let me know. You want to walk around with your mouth all crooked and nasty and broken up when you could go and get you some implants? You tell me. And she was just, that whole little rant they showed us in the never before scene, she was angry, okay? Not a little bit, but a whole lot of angry. But you know what? She admitted that she was just talking shit, you know, in the moment, that type of heat. And Edwin, when asked by Tommy about how he felt about that, he was like, I didn't think that that was her character. Thinking about the situation, that's a rational ass Virgo for you, right? That's somebody that's gonna give you grace. Now, that's the one thing that I did like about Edwin. He was always articulate, always able to give you grace, always dressed nice, always showed up, right? Only thing I didn't like is that sometimes he rambled on and he talked too much, but he was always all those things I just said. This is then when they said that they were dating, but Edwin said, you know what, they dated a couple times, they went out a couple times, but I'm working on myself. I'm still working on myself, and that's probably a priority. I'm so glad that he sees that. I'm so glad that he recognizes that it's a priority. And probably I feel like when they panned to him, when they said that Jay and Joy were just friends, like it was a sigh of relief because maybe just quite possibly he has an opportunity, a chance, okay? Chris said after all of that, what he realized about himself is that he is consistent. He is consistent in work. He's consistent in relationships, that he is all in. And right now, he's not looking, but he's here to be found. And Naya jumps in like, you got it wrong. He who finds a wife finds a good thing. And he was like I said, I'm here to be found. Like, he stood his ground, but I'm with her like, maybe I misunderstood, because if he is a deacon, he knows that he who finds a wife finds a good thing. So is he gonna be the wife? I'm just saying, I'm just asking. Y'all don't come for me, because I was confused by why he said, like I said, I'm gonna be found. One thing we can say about Naya is that she is super confident. There is no question about it. She knows that she is a prize, okay? And if you win me, if you get me, if we're together, then you winning. Like, that's the one thing that we can say stays true about her. Maybe a little too overconfident, if that's a thing. Y'all let me know down below in the comments what you think about their interaction. The whole Chris, Edwin, and Naya. Like, what did you think about that? And watching Chris's facial expressions, you could see that he was like hurt by some of the things that she was saying. I mean, I was hurt, and I wasn't even invested in the relationship like they were. So y'all let me know, was she full of shit? Did I? And I feel like did I say it already? She admitted she was talking shit. She admitted that it was just her feelings, that she was in her feelings, and she was just talking shit because she don't have no Atlanta boyfriend, and she didn't mean all that mean stuff, that mean, spiteful, hateful, vengeful shit she was saying in that last confessional. So then we get Denise and Rashid in the hot seat, and we talk about the narcissist comment, okay? When asked, Denise said she was saying he gives a narcissist vibe. That she wasn't calling him a narcissist, but that's the vibe he gives based on her own trauma and past relationships. Granted, I understand what she meant. Even Tommy said it wasn't because you was light-skinned, because Rashid is light-skinned, and she was like, no. It was because that was the vibe I got. It was also because of, you know, the trauma that she had in the past, right? So, oh, I didn't like that yellow dress she had on, that gold dress. I don't like her hair like that. I like natural dark hair Denise. And Denise has a body for the gods, and that dress did not do anything for her. Some of y'all liked it. Y'all let me know down below in the comments if you like that mustard gold looking velvety, crushed velvet dress she had on. Okay, so what I want to say is Rashid articulated the fuck out of himself. Like, I was like, yes, stylish, classic, a gentleman, right? He's got charisma, he speaks well, and he was like, you know, I understand your trauma. I do understand it. I have empathy and sympathy for you. but the things that you said could have formed or shaped the ladies' opinions about me without them getting to know me, because remember, this is right at the top, like episode 2, 3. And on top of that, now I have to manage the public's perspective like it wasn't cool. And y'all know that to be true because of the simple fact that some of y'all is Denise fans. It was, you know, and then you got people who be zealous about shit, overzealous about shit, and be in their inbox like, yeah, I agree, you a narcissist, you should have blah, 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 because you light skin, and all y'all to say, like, all of that could have been a thing, could have been blown up. And all she had to do was say, you're absolutely right. I should not have put that label on you, and you did not deserve it, and it could have been done. But she decided to be like, since everybody wants me to apologize. No, Denise. No, Denise. Honey, and they had Winter's face, honey. She was looking like, what? No, that's not, no. Joy was like, that's not an apology. It was a lot. So she was like, Denise was like, I don't think I come off better than anybody else. And Adriana was like, whoop, you tried to make me feel inferior, less than the entire season. And then they go back and forth for a second. Like, I don't even know what they, because, you know, just, you did disrespectful on TV, disrespectful on person. Like, in person, it was like a whole thing. And all of that honestly was because Denise felt threatened by Adriana's presence when it came to Calfani. We all know that to be true. And so if she seemed like disrespectful, she was, because she, as she said, had put her guard up. Like, somebody is coming for me. Somebody is coming for what's mine is really what it was. And you can't have him. And I'm from wherever she from. I don't know. Acme. I don't know where she said she was from in Texas. But, you know, if we was there, this wouldn't even be going like that. And she was like, well, I'm from Beaumont and I don't care. Adriana, like, Adriana, sit down. What did you talking about you from Beaumont from? You should have just been quiet, because, you know, them is fighting words, girl. I'm from blah, blah, blah. You don't want this heat. Like, I'm from the hood. I'm from South Central. I'm from, you don't want this. I'm from Compton. You don't want this. Like, that's what that is. Yeah, that's like somebody said, I gave you a pass. A pass? Bitch, beat my ass right now. Because a pass means you've been getting on my nerves and I'm going to whoop your ass. That's kind of the same, like, the same concept. Anyway, so Tommy was like, ladies, so can we squash it? Denise was like, Rashid was like, yes, I've already squashed it. Me and Denise are good. Denise was like, I talked to her after, I'm fine. Adriana told her truth. Like, no. I mean, honestly, if we were on the streets, we probably wouldn't be friends either way. Our energy does not match. And I'm going to hold on to it. I'm not going to be able to squash it. Like, I was like, okay. Well, don't hold on to it and remember it. You know what I'm saying? Move forward. Move forward. Because it will stop your growth, stunt your growth. People say, I forgive you for your actions, but I'm never going to forget it. That's a different thing. This girl ain't forgiving or forgetting, I don't think. What y'all think? Let me know down below in the comments. On the side of Denise, you got Edwin and Naya sitting all looking all cozy, like, yeah, we snuggled up together, child. Then we see them backstage and you hear Adriana say, you know, I just never stood up for myself. I feel bad because I didn't stand up for myself. Quite possibly. And it possibly had to do with you being the youngest and trying to figure out, you already said, somebody said that you said on the live that you have trouble articulating yourself. Practice that so that you can be your advocate. We are our biggest advocates. We are the only people who are going to speak up for us when we need. So practice on articulating what you feel all the time. Even if it's in a journal, just start writing it out so it comes easy to you, Adriana girl, because you can do it. It's important that you be able to articulate, advocate for yourself and say, listen, you bullying me, I don't like it, none of that's true. I came to you in good faith, you know, with grace, and just wanted to squash it and have us be, you know, cordial while we're doing this, but that's not what happened. Okay. So we saw some never before seen footage of Denise, and we found out that she did end up telling Calfani, I made that up, right? I made it up. And he was like, so you just wanted to push my buttons? That's what that is? Like, I'm glad that she came clean with that about making it up. I really am, because it made her look crazy even watching it. You saw Anthony in the back, like he was excited about her saying, you know, I love Anthony or whatever. And I just started talking about the never before seen footage without telling you. Now in the hot seat is Adriana, Rashid, Calfani, and Denise. Okay, so now we're good. Now we're back on track. What we found out, I don't know if I missed that in her Adriana dismissing Rashid, saying that she wanted to be chased. You know, you could see like the hurt in his eyes still, like, yo, this is stupid. Like, what? Y'all, just trying something new with my hair. I'm gonna stop fiddling with it right now. Rashid was like, let's just clear this up. Cause everybody hollering I got ghosted. It was a mutual ghosting. She was coming out of a relationship. I was coming out of a relationship. It just wasn't, the timing was off. And when we saw each other here, it was great. You know, now we have an opportunity to get to know each other, right? So he was like, listen, don't think she just ghosted me and I was just dangling out here like, oh my God. No, it was mutual. I was like, now's not a good time too. Come on, stand up for yourself and get us all the way together, Rashid. Like, cause everybody is like, he been ghosted and she didn't ghosted him twice, and don't let him ghost you don't let her ghost you a third time. Anyway, he said, I will court the shit out of you. I will court you to no end. Treat you well, be a gentleman, but I am not chasing anyone. Cause she said something to the effect that his energy had changed. She felt like he had pulled away, and he was like, why would I continue when I know that your efforts are somewhere else, where your intention is somewhere else? Why am I gonna keep putting myself out there looking stupid? Of course I'm gonna pull back, because that's where you should be and that's what you want to do, especially if the other person you're dating can feel the energy. Absolutely bow out gracefully before you get your feelings hurt. Bow out gracefully, like what she should have did when he was sitting on that bench with her. Bow out gracefully. And she was like, well, I know at that week he was my number one, but that could have changed. Everybody saw it, okay? Everybody saw that energy was tough, was strong. It wasn't no way you was changing that energy, honey. You was giddy and lusting after that man. Rashid was like, I'm no fool, right? And what I realized now was we're at different ages and stages of our life. Adriana was like, you're not finna dismiss me or diss me like that, because if I would have picked you, you would not have said that. I was like, mic drop. Like, I'm gonna have to give her that. Like, had she chosen Rashid, he would not have said that they were in different stages and ages in their life, right? They would have probably been blossoming now. You know, let's just call a spade a spade. She's absolutely right. But hindsight, right? Hindsight is what Rashid is saying. Now that I see where we are and what has happened, hindsight tells me that we are in different places in our life. Facts. Big fact. Okay, so this is where it gets like real interesting, okay? Because when Tommy asked Denise about, you know, after watching the Adriana Calfani clip, she gonna say, it was never hard for me to watch the two of them. Girl, we all saw you struggle with that, and it's okay. Like, girl, jealousy is an emotion, okay? It is an emotion that we have to process. It is natural for all of us. It can be unhealthy, it can be toxic, but it is an emotion, like sadness and joy and, you know, happiness and it's all an emotion that has to be processed. When you feel sad, you figure out how to get out of that, right? Jealousy, figure out what's causing you to be jealous. Is it some of my own insecurities? What's happening? Look at the entire picture, because 9 times out of 10 when you're jealous, it's something in you. It's not something the other person is doing. And it couldn't have been what Calfani and Adriana was doing, because you knew openly that everybody was dating. I mean, y'all can disagree, but let me know. Do it down below in the comments. What Denise said was, I'm not a jealous person. It's a process. Yes, it's a process. It is a process. And the process is, I was jealous and I needed to process that emotion. It was unexpected, because I really thought he and I had a real connection. I had put all my eggs in this basket, and I looked foolish. Like, for me, I would totally be like, okay, they got me looking foolish, but part of that was what I was feeling, and some of those things were what I was saying. No matter how they chopped and screwed it, that was me. That was me, and real valid emotions, because I liked that dude. Like, she was like, I'm never jealous, and Calfani was like, that's not really what it looked like. And honestly, he's very articulate too. He said something that was so true. Sometimes you can't see what's happening because it's you. And when someone shares from the outside looking in, it says a lot about your character, how you receive what the person is telling you. If that wasn't the truth, It's about how you receive it. You cannot agree in the moment. You okay, thank you for sharing that with me. I didn't know you saw me that way. And then maybe you take it back with you and you figure it out and process it. I mean, that's what growth is. That's you doing shadow work. That's you healing. That's you leaning into your own shit and being accountable for your behavior. And she was just like, you know what, my guard goes up, and that's just what it is, especially when it's a setup, and that's on period. That's pretty much what she said. And I was like, okay, I mean, you can't do nothing but respect her truth. And until she sees it for herself, it's nothing that we can say or do that will change it otherwise. For her, she seemed regular. She needs to go watch that whole season, especially the parts with her, Calfani, and Adriana, so she could see what we saw. Can you see what I see? Okay, anyway. When I started talking about Calfani and Adriana, honey, I don't know what they said, but Denise was like, oh, that's too cute. Still, though you were being facetious, there's still some jealousy in your facetiousness. Is that a word? Facetiousness. Tommy asked, why'd you choose Adriana? And he said anything less would be uncivilized. You know, like the Grey Poupon commercial. But I was just like, that's not fair, because you liked her. You liked Denise, and that's not fair. She is a little delusional because she was like, he had no choice left. I was like, girl, you was no longer a choice. Who said you was still a choice, Denise? No, it was over for you, my love. It was done. He had made his choice. It was made. I don't know what made you think that it wasn't, but it was. Were you gonna come back? You was gonna be the comeback kid in 1 episode, 2 episodes, and show like, it's me? You know what I'm saying? Like, what? You knocked down, drag out fight, and you lost. He said that she was the perfect fit, that they flowed and they had conversations and blase, but baby, that wasn't it. They asked Adriana where you were after. How are you guys after the show? And she was like, well, when we got back to Houston, he wanted to sit down and meet me for dinner. He wanted to sit down and meet me for dinner because his ex had came back and he felt like she was a better fit for his children because they already knew her. He was going to pursue that avenue with his ex. I was like, oh, fuck. All of that and you still didn't get him. All of that was the choice you made. Denise is over there like, that's what you get because, you know, he ain't shit. Well, you know, 3 kids by 3 baby mamas. That don't mean you ain't shit, but that just mean you a little busy. And you can see Rashid's face. He looked disappointed. You know what I'm saying? He looked a little hurt. A little like lost in the sauce. Like, this is what you chose. And dude was not serious about you. So then, Calfani explains that when he got back that there was a note on his door. Like the day he got back, there was a note on his door. So he didn't even give it a chance to cultivate that relationship. He said that he's in love and that he will likely marry this woman. We all knew that Calfani was not the right choice and that she was just lusting after him with her giggling and shit. We all saw it. Only person didn't see it was Adriana. We all saw it. Everybody saw it. She said it was like I was in a bubble and when we got home, my bubble was burst. Absolutely it was. And then she said it had me questioning if this was genuine or not. And he was like, you don't think that that it was genuine and I was in this with you? Maybe when you were there, but your mind was somewhere else. And I was really just gonna be the comeback kid. I was really just the bounce back girlfriend kind of thing. The get over, the rebound. There's the word. So Tommy had asked Rashid, like, you know, knowing this, is there a chance, blah, blah, blah. And Rashid was in the process of saying that they were both great people, but he was saying this isn't for me, like, if you infer, right? But the whole time on the side, you got Calfani and Adriana having a full-on conversation about what had just transpired, about, you know, you didn't think it was a connection and blah, 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 blah. And Tommy was like, hold on, wait a minute, what's going on over here? And he was like, oh, we were just talking about, you know, if she thought that we had, you know, if she really felt like there wasn't a connection. And he said, did you hear anything this man was saying? And she was like, no. That speaks volumes about how she felt about Rashid. He was just the avenue that was there because it was familiar. I was like, Rashid, you dodged a bullet. And no matter how hurtful it was, no matter how much of a good guy you are, she probably would never have chose you anyway. It could have been you and somebody else. That is what I'm gathering from this. And that kind of hurts me. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't play with nobody's emotions. You know, be upfront and stop saying he your number one and that's my boyfriend and all of that stuff. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. It's not fair. I'm saying that to y'all too. Don't play with people's emotions. Everybody won't be as gracious as Rashid was. Then they saw backstage and you saw, like, because Adriana was, again, it was like resurfaced, like, damn. Gut punch one more time, and he apologized and didn't realize, you know, how it affected her and da 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 da. And I'm like, how didn't you know how it affected her? Because you're an asshole. You're an asshole. That's some asshole shit. Like, you didn't even be like, well, I met this girl and I'm gonna date both of y'all for a little while at least, and vocalize that. Excuse me, y'all, hiccups. They came back and asked like where everybody was with their relationships and stuff, and none of that matters because it was all the stuff that we talked about. Everybody's gonna, you know, go and live happily ever after in their respective spaces. Y'all, let me know down below in the comments what you thought about this episode. I think the reunions were way better than the season. Like, the season was panning out to be a really great season, and then everything just kind of went downhill. Again, for me, I feel like it's because we're in this day and age, so you know, it was like quick and we need to put them together, and some of the original cast members probably were like, I'm not gonna do it, you know, a lot of variables given that we are in the middle of whatchamacallit, right? So with that being said, I'm hoping that if they come back for next season, that it is a better season, that they vet these people better, because you've got 2, possibly 3 babies, and I thought Calfani had a baby on the way. Like, all of this stuff, like, vet them a little bit better, right? I am your girl, Talisa Ray. Thank you so much for watching my review of Ready to Love Season 3 Part 2 Reunion. Woo, child. If it's your first time visiting my channel, definitely click the subscribe button and become a ray of sunshine. That notification bell is its best friend, so you can be notified of when I upload videos like Married at First Sight. I think I'm going to try, what is it called? Millionaire something. Well, I can't think of it anyway. With the gay man that's getting ready to marry the girl with the jacked up hair. What's that called? I can't. Marrying Millions. Boom. Go ahead and like this video and share it with your friends, because this is our last Ready to Love. I hope to see you in other videos. I love you in real life and want every good thing that God has in store for you, even if you don't know what that is for yourself. Hugs and kisses and lots of love. I'll catch you on the next review.